Hello, everyone. My name is Grant Bradley, and I am a field manager here at the Digital Summer Clinic. And today I am joined with none other than Dawn Verbrigghe. She is the founder and CEO of Jottful. And before we begin, I'd like to thank all of our viewers for joining us today. And if you have any comments, put them in the comment section down below on whichever media channel you are watching us currently on. And I'd also like to say before we begin, I'd like to share that our annual Digital Summer Workshop will be happening November 18th. And our theme this year is hybrid marketing. The digital marketing workshop we are hosting will be joined by speakers from Google, Pinterest, Nochi, Common Citizen, and others, and including Jottful, which I actually have Dawn with us here today. We'll be providing breakfast and lunch during the event. And I just posted the link in the comment section down below, including I have a banner just posted on the screen down below there in case you're sort of wondering where the website is. It should be an amazing opportunity filled with great learning experiences and network opportunities. So by all means, we look forward to seeing you there. It will be a great, fun opportunity. Again, the link is just on the screen below. Join us. It will be a great time. So,
yes, it
Dawn.
will. It will.
Yes, it will be an awesome time. So Dawn, give us a quick introduction. Tell us about yourself. Give us a little history on what led you to where you are today and the inspiration behind Jottful.
Yeah, so I come from a family of small business owners, actually in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And today, between them, my parents own a total of, I'm not kidding, 5 small businesses. I swear these
Oh, wow,
people,
that is a lot.
yeah, they're never going to retire. I came to the University of Michigan. I live in Ann Arbor now and studied graphic design, web design, became a graphic and web designer before transitioning into marketing. Then I got an MBA from Columbia and went on to become the head of marketing at a total of 4 venture-backed early stage software as a service companies. So sort of ranging in size from conception all the way up to Series C funding. So like pretty diverse range of companies. And I mean, you can imagine, Grant, with experience like that and with parents like mine, that I've been providing a lot of free marketing advice for their small businesses over the years. And so the inspiration from Jottful really actually came from this experience I had with my own family, which is that my mother owns a bridal shop and she needed a website for her bridal shop. So of course I built it for her, but I got busy because I got a life, I got things to do, and I didn't want to keep maintaining my mother's bridal shop website for her. And I thought, why is this so difficult? Like, isn't there a way that she can just do this on her own? And so I really dug into it. And I realized that there were really only 2 ways for a small business owner to get a website. The first is that they could hire a designer or an agency to build it for them, but they're consistently being quoted a few $1,000s, $2,000, $5,000, sometimes more. So it's just wholly unaffordable for most of these business owners. The alternative is that they could try to build their own website using software I'm sure many of you are familiar with, like Wix or Squarespace or something like this. But as a business owner, in order to feel confident that the website you make is actually going to be effective for your business, you really had to have some combination of design, technical, and marketing skills, which very few business owners have all 3 of those. And then on top of it, you have to have the time to actually build it yourself. And time is always a precious resource for everyone, but especially for small business owners. And so I realized that there was really an opportunity for a company that could deliver complete websites, so actually build the website for them, but make it so that it was both easy and affordable. And so that's where the inspiration from Jottful came from.
That's super great. That's a really cool thing to do. I can totally understand the whole time thing. My mother actually was in the wedding business, and I remember at the beginning phases, it was just a nightmare trying to get our website started. Of course, this was back, a little while ago, but it was definitely a hard thing for us to do. So, Jottful, it kind of goes into my second question on what Jottful is, but being a web builder for small businesses definitely has a really good market that they definitely need the help for sure. I feel you
Yes.
on that one.
Yeah, so it's an enormous market. So at Jottful, we're actually a software company. We deliver complete professional websites for small businesses that at a price they can actually afford. So our websites actually start at $59 a month. So it's a bit more expensive than if they build it themselves, but they actually get a website that's built for them. And we help maintain it with them on an ongoing basis. So our software is really interesting in that it's proprietary software. So we built it ourselves. It's our own content management system. It leverages standardization and automation heavily so that we're able to take content from our customers. So, all the text and the images they want to have on their website, sort of plug it into our platform. We assemble their website for them and launch it for them. And then we co-maintain it with them on an ongoing basis. So they actually have a way to use what we call our magical editor, which means that they just see their website, but magically they can click on text and type to change it, or they can click on an image and replace it with a new one. So they don't have to learn how to use any software. It's super intuitive. And then for any bigger structural changes, they just shoot us an email and we take care of it for them. So we're there on an ongoing basis. It's not like, like some agencies will sort of build you a website and then they disappear. Or if you want their help, you're going to pay them $150 an hour. We're just actually a subscription business. And so we're there all the time to help out. That's how Jottful works. Our customers are, by the way, Grant, like across every industry imaginable. So I know we're talking to marketing people, so they'll be interested in this, but we have 4 personas at Jottful. Mm-hmm. So the first one is Main Street Martha, and Martha is actually my mom's name. So you might imagine these are so what people typically think of as small businesses. So your bridal shop, custom cake decorator, karate, martial arts, yoga studios, like all these kinds of businesses. Secondly, Professional Pam. So this is a lot of home-based businesses, a lot of people working in, small offices. So think small law firms, independent consultants, a lot of freelancers. So that's sort of the second group. The third persona is New Tech Tarek. And these are people who've invented something. So, one guy who came up with this new kind of countertop that looks like marble, but doesn't stain when you spill wine on it, like marble does. Lots of medical device companies. Yeah. These companies that need an online presence. And then the fourth and final group is Contractor Carl. So this persona is really people who do things like power washing at your house or landscaping or gardening, HVAC repair, that kind of thing. We have a lot of transportation businesses, van services, that kind of stuff. So that our customer base is extremely diverse across all different kinds of service industries.
That's really cool. Definitely that diverse subject matter is just where a lot of business comes in, and a lot of, building of Jottful can come from too. So talking about like the building of Jottful and the different types of customers you deal with, what are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome at the beginning of your journey for Jottful? And what are some of the challenges that Jottful is facing now?
Yeah. So in any early stage software company for sure, but maybe any company in general, I don't know, I'm a software person, but there are really 2 really important phases very early on. The first one is making sure that you have a product that your customers actually want. And some people call this achieving product market fit. So the way you might measure this quantitatively is if you surveyed your customers, and at least 40% of them would be devastated if your business ceased to exist, then you know that you have a product that people really, really, really want, and you can confidently say that you've achieved product market fit. We actually got there really quickly, and I think we're just really sort of in tune with this market, and we really understand our customer base, so we were able to achieve that really quickly. But the next phase is where we really struggled, and this is getting what's called go-to-market fit. So it's finding a way to cost efficiently acquire customers at scale. So you need to figure out exactly what niche you're going to target. That was the first thing. And Grant, we tried a whole bunch of things. We said, well, let's start with bridal shops, because of course the first customer was a bridal shop. No, let's try salons. No, for various reasons, that wasn't a great fit. Let's try small law firms. We actually have a ton of lawyers as customers now for this reason. And let's try coaches, life coaches, and so forth. And so we tried all these different industries thinking that we would be able to find a niche there that would allow us to sort of get a beachhead and own a market and be really efficient with our marketing spend. And then we could start to acquire customers in adjacent niches. But It didn't
Hmm.
work by industry because we eventually figured out, Grant, that what really works for us is companies with fewer than 5 employees and no marketer on staff. If they have no marketer on staff and the owner herself isn't a marketer, then they're going to need to hire somebody to help them get a website. And so once we realized it was really about company size and we could work with all verticals as opposed to specific industries, then we were able to sort of address the other challenges. Once you know who your niche is, you have to figure out how to speak to them, what language to use. In our customer base, one of the things I find really interesting is 2 of our personas refer to their customers as customers, but 2 of our personas refer to them as clients, right? Our law firms refer to their customers as clients. And so you want to use language that's reflective of your customer base. And because we have such a diverse customer base in terms of industry, sometimes things are challenging like that. And then once you have that, once you have a messaging that works, you need to make sure you have an offer that works. So something that's really compelling. We actually nailed this really early on. We say that we'll make a free homepage design for you. So a free sample website. And if you like it, you can choose to sign up with us. If you don't like it, hey, that's cool. No hard feelings. And so this free sample website was always really compelling and always worked for us. So we had a really strong offer. So once we knew the niche we were going to target, we had the messaging, we had the offer. The challenge that took us a while was really figuring out what channels we could use to cost efficiently reach that market. And we decided that it would be best if we could reach them when they were, and again, I'm talking to marketing people here, but like at the bottom of the funnel. So close to the place where they were, ready to make a purchase decision. And ultimately, we found that we use direct response advertising, specifically video advertising on YouTube, where there's a ton of ability to scale. So that whole process, sort of discovering all of that, took us about 3 years, which is
Oh, wow.
painful to even say. But it took us about 3 years. It was not easy at all.
Well, I'm glad you're sharing it with us today because I'm pretty sure there's a company out there who'll watch this and be like, oh, thank you for that information. It helps us out so much. But
Yes.
definitely the messaging and just sort of offering a customer what they need and just changing your language on the customer. I could see how that could definitely, push you toward the right direction on who you're representing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, working with the Digital Summer Clinic, what were some of the projects that you had your interns work on?
Yeah, they have been so helpful. They worked on a number of projects along the way that helped us kind of answer that question. And one of the things that they worked on, I'll give a few examples, but one of them is that we built up an ecosystem of vendors. We have more than 1,200 vendors in our ecosystem, and they provide services that complement our product. So things that our customers need, but that we don't do. So logo design, copywriting, SEO, these kinds of things. We make referrals to vendors in our ecosystem, and we encourage them to make referrals into us. And we're trying to build this sort of flywheel of referrals. One of the summer teams that we had actually helped us build out that ecosystem and worked with us at the very beginning, testing the messaging. So in the beginning, everything was manual. We like to do everything manually for a while, learn as much as you can. And once you nail it, then you could scale it and automate it. But in the beginning, they would send out individual emails to people that we would identify that could be potential vendors in our ecosystem. And they would change the language in those emails over time until we had crafted something that was really compelling. And, to what we were just talking about earlier, until we had, a clear offer that worked and clear messaging that worked. And then we were able to scale that up to the 1,200 vendors that we have today. So that was one of the really big wins that we got from this program for sure. But we've had many other projects as well. So helping us out with, for example, analyzing our ad campaign to determine how summer weekends perform for us relative to weekends in the rest of the year. And are there specific hours on Saturday and Sunday that are more effective for us or cost efficient for us than other hours of the day? So those kinds of analyses have been really valuable to us as well.
I see. That's definitely really cool. I'm really happy to hear that the Digital Summer Clinic has helped out Jottful in
Yeah.
all your endeavors, and I'm very happy to hear about that. That's really
Yeah.
good
We're
news.
really grateful for the people who've worked here. They've been super fun. Yeah.
Awesome. So I actually have a couple user questions. So the first
Right.
one I'm going to get to, it says, what does Series C mean? What does it mean to raise that kind of funding?
Okay, great. So the companies I worked for are all venture capital backed, meaning that venture capital funds had funded them. And venture capital funds don't like to give you a whole bunch of money at once. Instead, they like to give you money in tranches or rounds, so that you can use the money to achieve the sort of next stage, to get to the next stage of growth, to achieve the next level. So in the beginning, you might use the money in the seed stage to get to product market fit. You might use the money in the next stage to get to a place where you have a repeatable go to market. So you have repeatable sales and marketing. You might use the money in the next stage to actually really scale out your operations. So they like to give money in these stages or rounds. And the rounds have names like pre-seed, and this is in order from sort of birth to growing: pre-seed, seed, Series A, Series B, Series C. When you get to something like Series C, you have probably hundreds of people working at the company at that stage. So just to give you an idea of kind of what that growth looks like. Great question.
Awesome. So another question we have is, what design elements do some of the best performing websites share?
Okay. So number one, when a visitor lands on your website, they want to know, is this for me? And so that in order to answer that question, your website needs to be super, super clear about what it is that you do, who you do it for, and why that is a benefit to them. And this is something we, advise our customers on all the time. One of the biggest challenges that especially small businesses have is that they have a hard time differentiating themselves, because in order to differentiate themselves, they have to not only explicitly say who they're for, but who they're not for. And this can be really difficult because they don't want to turn away any potential customers, especially when you're early on. You don't want to turn away any potential business, but actually it's by being really focused that your business can really grow. And so if you're very clear, this is what we do, this is who we do it for, then the people who fall into that bucket will self-select. They will say, this is for me, and then they will stay on your website. So that's the number one thing, is answering that question above the fold, meaning before anybody has to scroll, and just being really super clear about it and being really differentiated. And then the second thing I would say that a lot of websites are missing is a very clear call to action. Okay, so now what? This is you're speaking to me, you're solving the kind of problem that I have. I feel some sort of connection with your business, but what's the next step that I need to take? So just making sure that you have very clear call to action, whether it's book an appointment now, which is what we do, and ours, a lot of our call to actions on our website is get a free sample website. They click on it, they book an appointment to do that, right? So just having really clear calls to action.
Great. And another question we have is, building your own content management system must require a lot of ongoing maintenance on your part. How do you manage all of that?
Yeah, so we are a software company. So the very first thing I did was hire an engineer, and together we sort of architected out what the data structure, the data architecture for the content management system would be, and what the priorities were. And then, he actually built the first version of our product, which is commonly called an MVP, or minimum viable product. Literally the very least you need to do to actually have something you could sell, right? The minimum viable product. But we also have a list of feature ideas, product feature ideas, and these come from all over the place. So our customers will say, I wish you had this. We will know, maybe from what we see competitors do, or from what we know would benefit our customers. We come up with ideas. Prospects, sales prospects will say, oh, well, we're not going to be able to work with you because you don't have this, right? Like we come up with all those ideas. We literally have hundreds of them now. And we categorize them. We actually use Trello, if you're familiar with Trello. So like a Kanban board with cards. And we actually categorize them by objective. So one objective is make our customers' websites more successful. So we have a whole bunch of feature ideas that could help make our customers' businesses more successful. We have a whole category of feature ideas all around. Make it so that Jottful can build websites faster. So a whole bunch of feature ideas around that. And then just as we're going along, I do the product management at Jottful. I'll sit with our engineer and we'll pull together a few of those cards usually and call them sort of one project. And that month we'll work on trying to, address maybe half a dozen or so of those ideas all at once in one launch. So yes, it is ongoing. Absolutely.
That's super great. So another question we have is, you've recently raised capital as part of your A2 Tech 360. Is this the first capital you've raised? How have you funded things to date?
Yeah, great question. So we have actually raised 2 rounds of capital. Both are considered pre-seed. So I'm kind of talking about that earlier. And both have been on what's called a convertible note. So what that means is that we open up a note, which is a legal document. We can raise capital on it. And then at some point in the future, that note, which is debt, converts into an equity investment in the company. So that's what we've done so far. And that's a pretty typical way. You'll either raise your very earliest rounds on a convertible note or what's called a SAFE, which is another type of debt to equity instrument. So we have raised 2 rounds. Yes, we actually won the A2 360 for all of Southeastern Michigan. Hooray!
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we won $100,000 last week. I have 2 giant, those vanity checks that they give you when you win something?
The big ones.
Yes, we won a semifinal and a final. So I have 2 $50,000 vanity checks actually sitting right downstairs right now.
Oh, that's super cool.
No idea what to do with those. The real check is coming this week. So we have raised capital. I'll tell you, we've raised less than $500,000, which for a company that has achieved what we've achieved is pretty phenomenal. So we've been extremely capital efficient.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And I have one last user question, and it says, how do you become a referral for Jottful?
Yeah. So you want to referring customers to Jottful? Or becoming a ecosystem vendor?
The question just says, how do you become a referral for Jottful?
Okay,
So
we have 2 referral programs. So one referral program is for our customers. So anytime our customers send us a new customer, we give them a gift card. It used to be $50, but we've actually increased it to $200 per customer through the end of the year. So great opportunity. And then the person that they refer gets 1 month of Jottful free. So that's kind of a cool thing for our customers. We tell them, if you keep referring us customers, you can get your whole Jottful free. And then if there's a vendor who joins our ecosystem, which we call Jottful Community, by the way, so those are all the people who provide services like SEO, copywriting, and so forth. When you join Jottful Community, we send referrals to our community members when it's a good fit for our customers. We don't charge anything for that. We just send referrals to them. And when they make referrals to us, we actually give them a commission on those. So we give them a referral commission. I think we start at $100. And as they send more customers, that goes up to $200 per customer for every customer they send us. And the same thing, when a Jottful community member sends us a referral, whoever they refer gets 1 month free too.
Awesome. That's super cool that you offer that. If any company needs to definitely try and keep getting Jottful, just keep referring customers. It's a great way to build your community and the users within your platform.
Yeah. Awesome.
So before we head out, I'd like to thank everyone again for watching our digital live on LinkedIn and our other streaming platforms. Dawn, thank you for being here with us. It was great having you on. Good luck with everything at Jottful.
Thank you.
And to everyone watching, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Digital Summer Clinic, so you do not miss any of the new updates. Also, do not forget to register for our digital marketing workshop. I posted the link in the chat below in the comments during the live stream again. So if you're interested and would like to learn more, by all means, go to the digitalmarketingworkshop.com and sign up to learn more and get some good networking in. Our next episode will air next Tuesday, November 1st at 6 p.m. and we'll be joined by Nick Woods. He's an account strategist currently at Google. It will be a really interesting episode you will not want to miss out on. And to everyone watching, have a great night, and we will see you all here next week. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.